Everybody, welcome to this week's Star Report. This is Jason here, new dimensions, crystals and Reiki in downtown Burnham, Texas, right here next door to KTX 106 and KWHI radio stations. Today's report is for November the 19th or November the 25th. And good news, last week's solar storms were the largest on record uh, in the last 19 years. So that is probably why you felt it. And then also, just a heads up, when the aurora reaches down this low, that is pretty, but not good for the planet. So that means that the energy shield that is protecting us is getting weaker. And so that actually allows in more energy, which causes a whole lot more things to be triggered. Just sort of think that the reason that the cosmos is able to have that effect on us um, uh, and has so little effect as it does is because of the Earth's natural magnetic shielding. And so when that becomes lower, all that stuff becomes more intense. And that's why you might have felt that way. But the good news is this week, the sun is currently quiet. There are no active sunspots Earth facing. So the risk of coronal mass ejections and solar flaring is low, at least Earth directed. So there still might be some triggers off the backside, but those are usually not that dangerous. And the only thing that it's looking like is coming solar weather this week, at least in the foreseeable future, is a coronal hole, which is currently just starting to peek over the side of the sun that starts to spin towards us. So that should be here probably Earth facing by the weekend. And then into next week, we'll get that plasma stream that comes from that. And of course, that causes a compression or a squeeze, which is why when we have coronal holes, we have upticks in what do we have upticks in? Earthquakes, not volcanoes. Well, I guess volcanoes too, because sometimes those are triggered by earthquakes or tectonic movement. So just sort of pay attention to that. But it should be a relatively low solar energy. So that intensity and that sort of I guess it messed with technology a little bit. If you were in air flight, you got a double dose of radiation from the cosmos. Not necessarily detrimental, but just something to pay attention to. When you go higher in the air, you get closer to the radiation. All right. That leads us into our zodiac. We are currently in Scorpio, and alchemically, that physically corresponds to our sexual glands and organs, of course. And so that's be ending this week. It will be in Sagittarius by the weekend. And Sagittarius, just for reference, in case I forget to say it when I get to the shift, is really going to be our hips and our thighs, and sort of that higher mind energy that is usually sort of reserved for Aries. Is really sort of moved down into the hips, right? And so all those higher mind ideas we've been contemplating with all the retrogrades and the stuff happening are now into the hips and thighs, where we can act on the direction and guidance of the higher mind or the oversoul or your soul or source or stuff that is above or outside in either the group mind or somewhere beyond. So sort of pay attention to that energy as the zodiac shifts this week. We're currently still in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 retrogrades, but ending soon. This should be the last week of the 6 retrogrades. So the intensity seems to be waning as we move into the winter or move through the fall season and into winter. Those retrogrades are currently Neptune, which is really about our spiritual awakening. What are we as spiritual beings? Saturn, which is having us contemplate or embrace that we're responsible for this, right? The reason that the world is the way it is, or at least the way we're perceiving the world, is because of the choices we make and the interpretations or the things we choose to focus on. So Saturn is really like, hey, you don't like it? Change it. And then Chiron is really about expanding our self worth. We're worth the change. We're worth the effort. We're worth all this good stuff. Um, Uranus, which is really contemplating what it means to be a physical self, right? How physical are we? How much spiritual energy do we actually have access to? What are the limitations of the human mind, the human electrical field, the mitochondria, what's affecting that, cosmic stuff, diet, interactions, thought processes, processes, whichever you would like. And then Mercury is in retrograde. Of course, all of us know about that one. Travel, communication, relationship stuff. So if you're revisiting some relationship stuff, that is like, hey, I thought we were done with this argument, this fight, this way of connecting. Some of that comes up. This is a time where old lovers sort of reappear, and most often that is to go like, hey, glad that didn't work out. But sometimes it's like, hey, I thought I learned that lesson, but apparently I haven't because of this current relationship, right? And so it's not a, oh my god, they've come back and it's meant to be. It's really sort of a, hey, look at that and see what you really got in the progress you've made in current relationships, or even if you are single. Jupiter um, is really about career moves, and then Jupiter's big planet, so it's about expansion, it's about abundance. So it's probably creating space for that abundance, not necessarily choosing like a right investment, but um, sometimes that is right. You got to clear space, right? Hey, I'm going to use this money and save it up, and maybe, or creating space is investing that money or starting a business or something like that. So, Jupiter in retrograde gets us to think about all those things of how we can make room for being abundant, right? And of course, if we worked on our self worth, um, and we've embraced the responsibility, that's not just going to happen. Not just going to, I mean, it could, because this is a infinite universe, but it's not like somebody's going to accidentally lose $1 million on your doorstep in cash money that is unmarked bills, but it could happen. That leads us into today, Wednesday, the 19th of November. And today we move into, or we are experiencing the Scorpio stellium, and stellium just means that there's several heavenly bodies in, I think at least three, in one sign, and so that's why it's they're in Scorpio, obviously, and of course, uh, since we know what zodiac we're in, we know that one of those things that's in the stellium is the sun. It's also going to be the moon, Venus, and the asteroid Lilith. That'd be interesting. Google about the metaphysical impacts of the asteroid Lilith. And so, really, the overall effect or theme that's going to be going on with that is really going to be pushing spiritual energy into the physical realm, so that life can become more sacred. You can embrace more of an empathic or spiritually sensitive mindset. But just sort of think about that, all the things you thought were possible, all the things you experienced maybe in meditation or in ceremony, are sort of available in waking normal life kind of energy. Blah 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 blah. Well, there's a cool thing. Could cause issue as it highlights the things that aren't serving you, right? So the dark side, or oh, that's an annoying energy that I have to work on, kind of thing, is like, hey, when all this spiritual energy comes in, and of course that's what we're seeking, and that's what we truly are as a spirit, not a physical form, because we are divine eternal souls, worthy of love and affection. We're never going to die. So when you sort of see the things that you're settling for, or the things that don't level up to what you truly are, then that's annoying. So that could be the other side of the energy today, Wednesday, the 19th. Moves us into tomorrow, Thursday, November the 20th. We'll be experiencing a micro new moon. And so micro new moon means it's farther away from the planet. We call it micro, kind of like when they call it a super, it means it's super close. And of course, the moon varies in distances. So this should be the quote unquote smallest or farthest away new moon of 2025. And so new moon, six retrogrades, Scorpio stellium, the energy is emotional, and of course, spiritual sensitivity peaks. The moon's distance gives us sort of an observational thing, right? Where we can sort of draw back and look from above and sort of see everything that's working on us. And that sort of ability to sort of see, right? So you want to think about this as sports analogy. If you're thinking you're on the sidelines of a football game and you can sort of see the game, this is like when the moon's farther away, we sort of move up into the press box and we can see how everything's affecting us. And so it gives us a sense of clarity, like, oh, here's how all the pieces are actually moving in our lives. And the newness will be more etheric, right? So it's going to be an awareness much more than your physical reality changes per se. It's not going to be like, oh, um, the grass is a different color, kind of thing. It's going to be more of a I have an awareness that I'm a different kind of being, right? And so sometimes that's just you've changed the channel and you perceive more things, right? So all of a sudden you've gotten more sensitive headphones, so you're hearing all of the different instruments rather than sort of the combined sounds. So that's the kind of energy that's going to be going in on Thursday. Leads us into Friday, the 21st of November, and the moon's going to be conjunct. Mars is going to be conjunct or whatever. They're conjuncting each other. The Mars and the moon are going to be conjuncting each other, and that energy is really going to be sort of a little bit conflictual. So if you're looking for a time to pick a fight with a loved one, so it's conflict in relationships is what it's really sort of sparking. So pay attention to that on Friday. That there might be some argumentation going on. Sun is also going to be opposing Uranus, and that can sort of contribute to the sort of fighting thing. So that energy is really sort of like you're fine by yourself, or you'd like to isolate. Um, I used to like to, when I had my shop in San Antonio, I used to like to call those cave days like, hey, I'm going to be in the cave with myself. So it's this sort of, sometimes it's rest, sometimes it's contemplation, sometimes it's meditation, but it's just like other people need not enter my space kind of energy. The sun is also going to be triniting a Neptune, and that's also going to contribute, right? So Friday looks like a little intense day, even though the cosmic stuff is lessening. And so the sun trining Neptune is really going to have you in your feelings, not logic, right? So don't logic your way out of these arguments, and don't try to use logic for like why everything's fine. Why do I need to feel separate? Kind of energy. But so you'll be in your feels, right? So when we're in our feels, sometimes our feels control us rather than our minds. So just sort of pay attention. That's happening. And then on Friday, the sun begins to move into Sagittarius, making us sort of question what the hell are we doing here? Not just what am I doing in Texas, but like what's the nature of reality? Why are we here? What's the point? Who's obfuscating? Who's hiding the point? Who's misinforming about what the point is? Right, and this is sort of where it sort of gives you to that contemplation of what do I choose, not what have I been given, right? So that I won't say it's a crisis of faith right there, but that's definitely a hey, we're moving into like some stuff. Saturday, the 22nd, the sun's going to be squaring Saturn in. That's going to be more of a physical thing, right? So digestion sometimes slows, and so sometimes when we have indigestion or slow digestion, or we feel full, we sort of get sluggish or we get irritated. So pay attention to that energy on Saturday. Eat light. Maybe that's your fast today. Mercury is also going to be trining Saturn, which could make you sort of feel like manic. Yay, right? So all that intense fighting and maybe isolation, then you're gonna feel manic, like, oh, I had a cave day, now I need to go do stuff, right? And so sometimes this could be like the feeling um, that you just need to be busy and doing stuff, and then it's contributing. That's going to be the moon squaring Neptune, and that can sort of give you a brain fog. And that brain fog is not necessarily what am I doing or how do I do it or what's going on, but it's more of that missing of time. Like, hey, I can't believe I've been cleaning 3 hours already. It feels like I just started. And then Mercury is also going to be trining Jupiter, and that energy is really going to be like, hey, while you're doing all these things, you're feeling manic, like you got to be busy. It's good for applications, so like credit applications, school applications, just sort of like, hey, you've been thinking when's the right time to sort of apply or file or all that kind of stuff. Then Saturday is a good day to do that. And of course, if you have to file in person, then some people are closed on Saturdays. So take that into account. But you can definitely prepare the application and fill out all the online stuff on Saturday. Sunday, the 23rd, the sun will be sextiling Pluto, which is pretty much not the only thing, but the main thing that's happening in the skies that day. And that's going to really give you motivation to declutter, right? So all of that manic cleaning you did on Saturday, Sunday is going to be like, hey, I can go drop this off at recycling. I can take this to Goodwill. right. So it's sort of a continuation of that, but it's a completion cycle. So hey, I cleaned all this stuff, and rather than try to keep all that stuff clean, there's some stuff that you can remove, making the next time that you go manic easier to clean. Yeah, so good Sunday. And I think good rules are open on Sunday, so you can go drop all your stuff off. Monday, the 24th of November, the moon will be sextiling Venus, and it's really great for new love interest, right? So if you had a fight on Friday, new love interest on Monday, um, or hosting parties, right? So this is sort of reconciliation. Let's go on a date kind of thing. Is good energy for that. Um, the moon will be sextiling Mercury. Really a great day for marketing or listing your home for sale. All right, so that goes right along that application kind of stuff that we had on Saturday. But this is just sort of like, hey, put yourself out there kind of energy. And so if you're sort of doing that kind of stuff, that's really what that means. Um, Moon, it will be opposing Jupiter also on Monday, and that has us wanting to buck authority. Who doesn't want to buck authority every day? Like, why are they giving me all these rules, or why does there have to be these steps? Why can't I snap my fingers yet? Where are the med beds? Where is instant manifestation? But yeah, so that's the energy of the moon opposing Jupiter, right? And so that's just like at your core, you'll feel like the rules shouldn't apply to you, so you want to break them, or you'll start to embody a disdain for rule creators, right? Whether that be government, the church, the bank, your parents, all that kind of stuff. A dislike of authority, like I'll do what I want. Sounds like a good Monday if you have to go back to work on Monday. Leads us into last day of the report, Tuesday the 25th of November. The moon will be trining Uranus, and that really sort of enlivens or creates the ability to persuade. So it'd be a good day to sort of ask for your Christmas list. I know a lot of people have already done Christmas shopping or have lists all year long. But like if you haven't asked for the big gift or whatever, good day to sort of do that. Also, since it is a good day to persuade, you want to pay attention that national programs would be a good day to sort of launch stuff like that, especially moving into a holiday. And so when you sort of launch a new government program, national program, and you're trying to get buy-in, right? So then you're going to use the energy of the cosmos to have it do a little bit of the legwork of persuading people to like, oh, that works. So that sounds good. Of course, if you're still in that energy of Saturn of like, I ain't following no rules, or the rules are all bad, or everybody bad is making the rules, blah, 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 blah. You could go down that rabbit hole, but the energy doesn't say you have to. That would be a Saturn energy. That would be a choice. So go ahead and do with that what you will. La 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 la. What did I go? Oh, the moon will be interacting with sextiling Neptune. And so that sort of energy is actually good energy because all of that isolation and stuff, this actually has you sort of desiring family or connecting with family or going to visit family, right? And so caveat here is, do you have family to visit? So it could trigger oh, I ain't got no family to visit, and a little bit of sadness. It could be there's some estrangement there and you don't want to go visit your family, and so there could be a little bit of that. But it's more not necessarily like I want to go visit the physical people. It's going to be that inspiration of like what we understood about what family is, like the ideal father, the ideal mother, and oh, isn't this great? We all love each other and we're family. A lot of times you'll get that family with lots of disagreements. Look like, but we're family, right? And so get together, even though you don't belong together, you're holding each other back, or the only reason you're there is because you're family, right? So that sort of lack of connection or having anything to talk about while you're there, right? So that's why sometimes the energy of holidays is we all sit around and watch games we don't care about and eat too much food and sort of just zone out, but we're together in family. So that's the kind of energy that sort of planetary stuff, but it's that longing for the good stuff. So you might be able to A, persevere through it, or B, actually create a connection while you're actually going to go visit. So pay attention to that energy. I think that's um oh yeah, and then there's a little bit of hint of laziness, right? So everybody's like, hey, I don't want to go to work tomorrow, or hey, I'm ready to go be at the holidays. That could be that could be an energy that is also there on Tuesday. I think that's everything that's happening for the week. Just an FYI, I will be closed and gone. I might get in a report next Wednesday, but I'll be definitely closed at the shop. No appointments, no retail for the days of, so that'd be Wednesday through Saturday. Will be closed. We're always closed on Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, I think I'll be booked up. So no appointments on Monday, Tuesday following Thanksgiving, which that also means no Black Friday here at the shop. So if you're hoping to get some good crystal deals on the day after Thanksgiving, I won't be here. But there's always good deals here. I got small town prices, which in this case means I got low overhead, so I'm not raising my prices like the city. So not like, hey, I'm the only shop in town, so my prices are skyrocketing. Just an FYI. So if you want to make it in before Saturday to grab some crystals if you need something to hold on to while you're getting along with family or being nostalgic for how family should be. I think that's everything until next time, maybe next week. I wish everybody, as I find the button, a many blessings.